Welcome back. Many thanks for staying with us. A staff of the Comptroller and Accountant General's Department who was seconded to the Nursing and Midwifery Council is being investigated by police for stealing over 100,000 cedis through forged payslips. This was revealed in the Auditor General's report for 2015, which is currently under review by members of the Public Accounts Committee. Gilbert Kwesi-Mensah Addison admits to stealing over 115,000 cedis in 2014, but explains that the money was used to build a garage and a fence wall at his residence in the Western region. Member of the committee, Ras Mubarak, tells Joy News' Beatrice Edu that the culprit was walking free even after his crime was detected.
Per the police report, he built a house with the monies he stole from the state. He fenced the house, and the wonder is that for somebody to have committed such crimes, daylight robbery of state resources, the person is still walking freely, even though the case has been forwarded to the Attorney General's Department for necessary action. So these are some of the constraints that we have as a committee. You get to hear all of these things, and the public is beginning to lose confidence in the ability of the state to prosecute some of these things. Because so imagine, for instance, if somebody had stole a goat or a ram in Agbogboleshi market or in Kejate market or Tamale market. Such person would have been behind bars by now.
So let's talk about this person you're saying is let's say a deputy or an assistant.
He's an accounts officer by name Gilbert Kwesi-Mensah Addison, employee of the Comptroller and Accountant General's Department. He had forged, Bank of Ghana paying slips, procured Bank of Ghana stamp, from a private stamp designer, and altered the books of the accounts of the Midwifery Council.
That's serious. How much did he get through this fraudulent activities?
The report, it's over 100,000 Ghana cedis, and it's been going on since late 2014. You would expect that by now such a person is languishing behind bars. Unfortunately, it's dragged on. And these are some of the delays in the state's ability to prosecute cases that collapse trust by the general public in public institutions. So, like these, infractions like these, and this is not even a minor infraction, to have forged pay-in slips of the Bank of Ghana. Such a person, if he's out there on the loose, is capable of doing anything, so immediately his salary should have even been stopped, because you don't expect that such a person would continue to be drawing salary from the public purse when he had actually caused a lot of losses to the state.
While officials of the Nursing and Midwifery Council have come before the committee with explanations on this matter.
This amount of over 115,000 Ghana cedis was not lodged by our accountant in Western region. This came in a report to management, and management didn't sit on this report. We called the auditor in question the accountant in question to interrogate him, and he was not cooperating with us. So we had to report him to the Ghana Police Service. The police service arrested him, and they did their own investigation. Initially, the amount was even 48,000. But after police investigation, it came to 115,000. The police has prepared the docket, and as of now, it is with the Attorney General's Department for prosecution. The other side of the coin is we also concurrently reported it to the Accountant General's Department, whose staff he was. And so he was asked to face the disciplinary committee over there, and he was dismissed. Honorable Chair, we have documents in our report to indicate that, and we have the latest police report on the issue that the case is with the Attorney General's Department. Thank you, Honorable.
Mr. Chairman, that is not the issue. My issue is as management. How can you sit down for 18 months for somebody to collect money and who hasn't deposited this amount, and there was no way of you finding out? Were you getting monthly reports or quarterly reports? Were you having meetings to make sure that this was being done? Or was he the only accountant?
Thank you. He was the head of accounts, and it was not that in a go it happened this way. So it was in bits and pieces, and it was when the auditors went that they uncovered all these. And we did not...
I'm sorry, Mr. Chairman. So if it wasn't for the internal auditors, you would never have known that the accountant was, pilfering this amount.
Honorable, we have a system where monthly reports are submitted, but he did it so skillfully that it was quite difficult to know until our internal auditors went in to uncover it. So advice is very well taken, but going forward, we had to collaborate with the Controller and Accountant General Department and the Ministry of Finance to go cashless, because hitherto our nurses and midwives went to our office to renew their license and they had to pay physical cash and they were receipted with GCR receipts. Now it is HFC that is doing our collections for us. So all the possible loopholes have been plugged, and that is the state of affairs now.
So why is the man, he was arrested and bailed, right?
Yes, Honorable.
So why is he now?
He has been dismissed from the service and the police is now processing him for court.
So if the police want him today, they can get him. Why can't they find him?
Yes, Honorable. He is at Daboase in the Western region. The police knows his house and they know everything about him.